Attempted military coup yesterday in Bolivia? I'm Steve Hendrix with your Global Minute. Yesterday, General Zúñiga, commander of the Bolivian army, attempted a coup d'etat by sending troops to seize the Central Plaza in La Paz and storm the presidential palace. That coup began around 2:30 in the afternoon. Bolivian television showed 2 tanks and military personnel in the central square. Bolivian President Luis Arce made a broadcast from inside the palace. He called on the population to mobilize. In 1971, then U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger noted that Bolivia had experienced more coups than any other nation, 192 coups in 169 years of independence. Since the 1980s, however, all that's receded to history. Governments have tamed inflation, and with a couple of exceptions, Bolivia's remained on the democratic path. Yesterday afternoon, it looked like the bad old days were back. But the coup attempt ended after President Arce personally confronted Zúñiga in the presidential palace. Zúñiga and the heads of the Air Force and Navy were immediately dismissed. Zúñiga arrested. I'm a Bolivian attorney. I've sworn to uphold the Bolivian Constitution and the rule of law. The Inter-American Democratic Charter, signed by Bolivia and the United States and most countries in the hemisphere, makes it clear there is no place for coups. The American Convention on Human Rights, again signed by most Latin American countries, including Bolivia, makes this illegal. In recent memory, one exception was November 2019, when democratically elected President Evo Morales was forced to resign under highly irregular conditions, including death threats to his family members. This ushered in an unelected transition government of Jeanine Áñez. New elections were held in October 2020. At that time, at the request of the interim government, I headed up an assistance package for Bolivia via the U.S. Agency for International Development. My team provided millions of free COVID-19 vaccines, respirators, and oxygen to fight the pandemic. But we also provided important electoral assistance to the electoral authorities to give it technical backing to make sure there were clean, fair, transparent, and credible elections. Luis Arce won a clean election because of this, and I'm proud to say that my team guaranteed Bolivia's democratic, credible transition to power, paving this way. In democracies, if you're unhappy with the result of the elections, you vote. Bolivia's national elections again in 2025. You don't storm the Capitol. American poet Ralph Waldo Emerson once famously said, "If you strike at the king, you must kill him." Translation, if you try to storm the Capitol but don't succeed, expect to die later like a traitor, or at least spend a great deal of time in prison for your offenses. To be sure, there's more to this story that we still do not know. To stay informed, please like, favorite, repost, and follow. I'm Steve Hendrix with your Global Minute.